This video speaks about the difference between real interest rate of return and nominal interest rate of return. So what is nominal interest rate? Nominal interest rate is the actual interest rate given by the fixed deposit or savings bank deposit or a bond or an equity share, etc. Nominal interest rate refers to the interest rate before taking inflation into account. So what is the real rate of return? The real rate of return is the annual percentage of profit earned on an investment adjusted for inflation. So therefore, a real rate of return accurately indicates the actual purchasing power of a given amount of money over time. So the real rate of return adjusted with the inflation. For example, if the equity share provides 25% rate of return and the rate of inflation of the country, it is approximately 5%, then the real rate of return would be 20%. How you will get the 20%? The 20% is equal to, 25% actual rate of return minus, means actual or nominal rate of return minus the 5% of the inflation of the country. The balance is being treated as the real rate of return, that is the 20%. So the 20% rate of return adjusted for the inflation. Investors also must consider the impact of other factors such as taxes and investing fees to calculate the real return on their money. For example, in this case, the rate of return provided by the equity share 25% and 5% may be the inflation and 2% may be the tax and 1% may be the investing fees or something, etc. So the 3% which contains the tax and the investing fees and 5% inflation. So the 8% will be reduced from the 25%. The remaining 17% is the real rate of return. Okay. So the case assuming a bond pays an interest rate of 5% per year, if the inflation rate is currently 3% per year, then the real return on your savings is only 2%. That the 2% you will get from 5% minus 3% is equal to 2%. Okay. So real rate of return versus nominal rate of return. The difference is that the nominal rates are not adjusted for the inflation while the real rates are adjusted. As a result, the nominal rates are almost always higher except during those rare periods. The periods of deflation, the nominal rates are lower than the real rate. Okay. The period of deflation, the nominal rates are lower. Except all the cases, nominal rates are almost always higher than the real rate of return. There is a situation called deflation. It's very rarely we can experience the deflation position or negative inflation. That situation, nominal rates are less than the real rate. Otherwise, in the normal situation right now, inflation is always there. So nominal rates are more than or higher than the real rate of return. So nominal rate is equal to real interest rate plus inflation. Nominal rate minus inflation rate is equal to real interest rate. To avoid purchasing power erosion through inflation, investors consider the real interest rate rather than the nominal interest rate. That means that the tactful or intelligent investor, they should consider the real rate of return rather than the nominal rate of return, because the real rate of return would be adjusted with the inflation. So there is a concept called negative interest rate. Negative interest rate means the bank will charge negative interest. Instead of receiving money on deposit, depositors must pay regularly to keep their money with the bank. So this is intended to incentivize the banks to lend money more freely, and business and individual to invest, lend and spend money rather than pay a fee to keep it safe. So there is a situation of negative interest rate which is happening in the developed countries. You have to pay money for keeping the money with the bank. So that is a negative interest rate. That means you have to pay for holding of the money with the bank. So that imagine that situation which is not happening in India. So total return is the amount of value an investor earns from a security over a specific period typically 1 year, when all distributions are reinvested. Total return is expressed as a percentage of the amount invested. For example, a total return of 20% means the security increased by 20% of its original value due to a price increase, distribution of dividends if a stock, coupons if a bond, or capital gains if a fund. So total return is expressed as a percentage of the amount invested. For example, a total return of 20% means security increased by 20% of its original value due to price increase. Means the return may be the sum total of the capital appreciation plus the dividends plus the coupon. Coupon means the interest rate of the bonds plus the capital gain if a fund. So the return is a sum total of the capital appreciation plus dividends. So total return is a strong measure of the investment overall performance. If you purchase equity shares, you will get the capital appreciation over a period of time plus the dividends. So dividend factor, the company interested to pay dividend to the shareholders, that dividend also added to the total rate of return. So your rate of return would be the sum total of dividend plus the capital appreciation. So there is a concept called time value of money, which is very important in investment. So we have to consider the principle of time value of money while investment. So time value of money is briefly means short called as TVM. The money available at the present time worth more than the same amount in the future. Since it has the potential to earn returns, consider the following options assuming there is no uncertainty associated with the cash flow. So there are examples. We can see one example, receiving rupees 100 now and receiving rupees 100 after 1 month. So there is two options, receiving rupees 100 now and receiving rupees 100 after 1 month. All investors would prefer to receive the cash flow now rather than wait for a month, though the amount to be received has the same value. The preference is attributed to the TVM. To TVM and rationality. The time value of money draws from the idea that rational investors prefer to receive money today rather than the same amount. So we had an example that the money today you can receive 100 and 1 year after you receive 100. So the intelligent people, they may prefer to receive 100 today. So that is a rationality. So the time value of money draws from the idea that rational investors prefer to receive money today rather than the same amount of money in the future because of money's potential to grow in value over a given period of time. So words of Benjamin Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin once famously said, remember that time is money. So time is money. So you often hear about how low priced things were from our parents when they were younger. How only rupees 10 was enough to spend a fulfilling day out with the friends. The parents, you might have experienced your parents tells how they have lived with rupees 10 with 1 day with, with a complete satisfaction. You were surprised during the time when the parents tell the same. Today 10 rupees can buy us a bag of Lays with about 15 pieces of chips. Now the 10 rupees is worthy to purchase as a bag of Lays with about 15 pieces of chips. We then begin to wonder how amazing it would be if we could go back in time with all our money we have now. So can you imagine that the 25 or 30 years back, the people can live with rupees 10 with a complete satisfaction. Now we cannot imagine that. Now we can buy a bag of Lays with rupees 10. So the situation was changed. The 25 years or 30 years back, 10 rupees is bigger than the 10 rupees right now due to the time value of money effect. Reasons. The reason for why the value of rupee 1 is not the same as it will be after 100 years are dependent on a number of factors. So we have to consider some factors or reasons for the time value of money, means reduction in the time value of money. But economists broadly classified it into something called inflation. So economists saying it is due to inflation. The purchasing power of a nation's currency decreases over the time due to a range of economic factors. But still, apart from the inflation, there are many other factors which influence the erosion of the time value of money. So in common, economists say it is due to inflation. Okay, so inflation is the main factor, the crucial factor behind the money value erosion. How time value of money works? So let's understand how time value of money works. So suppose you were given the option to choose one of the following three scenarios. So I am explaining the three scenarios, which would be your option. So you can think about it. So receive rupees 1 lakh today, receive rupees 1 lakh and 9,000 after 1 year, receive rupees 1 lakh and 22,000 after 2 years. So three options. Please remember the three options. Receive rupees 1 lakh today, receive rupees 1 lakh and 9,000 after 1 year, receive rupees 1 lakh and 22,000 after 2 years. Assuming that a bank will give you an interest rate of 10% per annum, which one would you pick? Okay. So assuming that a bank will give you an interest rate of 10% per annum, which one would you pick? Okay. So let's see what will be the upcoming scenarios. So we can go to the next slide. Moving on to the next slide. Preference. Generally speaking, people prefer instant gratification over postponement and would just go for the 1 lakh today. So that is, the normally people would prefer, they will receive 1 lakh today. Okay, but mathematically, would that really be a good decision to make? So we can check about it. So we can calculate the time value of money simply by using a set of formulas. So the answer to the question, so we can calculate the time value of money. Then we would be able to answer it whether to receive the money, rupees 1 lakh today, or receive 1 lakh 9,000 after 1 year, or receive 1 lakh 22,000 after 2 years. So we can make a decision based on the calculations of time value of money. So the formula, the F is the future value. Future value is equal to present value plus 1 plus I raised to n. So F is future value. It is a value of a certain amount of money holds sometimes in the future. In our example, we need to find out the future value of 1 lakh. So we have three options. First option, to receive 1 lakh, and after 1 year you will get 1 lakh 9,000, or after 2 years you will get 1 lakh 22,000. Which option you prefer? That is a question. So we can check. The future value of 1 lakh after 1 year. So the I is equal to rate of interest, and and n is the time period. So time period means n is equal to 1 year and 2 year. So after 1 year, what will you get, and after 2 years, what will you get? Okay. Let's find out the future value of 1 lakh after 1 year. Let's find out the future value of 1 lakh after 1 year. Future value is equal to present value plus 1 plus I raised to n. So future value 1 lakh, the present value is 1 lakh, the 1 lakh into 1 plus the inflation rate, that is I. The inflation, assume that it is 10%, it is in the statement. So 10% raised to 1. So 1 lakh into 1 plus 10 divided by 100, that is equal to 0.1. So 1.1. So future value of 1 lakh after 1 year, 1 lakh 10,000. So what about the statement? The statement says that you will get only 1 lakh 9,000. So here present value of money, the time value of money, you will get 1 lakh 10,000. You will get more than 1,000. So usually after calculation, you may not prefer the option 2, because future value concept, you need to get 1 lakh 10,000 after 1 year. So you may reject the option number 2. So now let's find out the future rate after 2 years. So 1 lakh, 1 plus 10 divided by 100 raised to 2. So you will get future value 1,21,000. But in the option you, okay. In the option, what will you option? The options, you will get 1,22,000. But in time value of money, time value of money, you will get 1,21,000 only. So you may prefer the third option because the third option says that is more than 1,000 as compared to the calculated future value. So after 3 years, the time value of money with 10% discount rate, you will get only 1,21,000. But the option 3 says that you will get 1,22,000. So you can accept the option because it's 1,000 more than rupees 1,000 more than the future value. Okay. So like in the above case, we understood the calculation of future value. There is also a method to calculate the present value. Suppose we might need to find out what the present value of rupees 1,22,000 received after 2 years is today. Formula: present value, future value 1 plus future value divided by 1 plus I raised to n. So present value is also known as the discounting sum of money as the purchasing power of the money reduced over time. This reduction is calculated by applying a discounting rate of return to the sum that we will receive in the future. Now, for example, the discount rate would be 10%. Then 1,22,000 after 2 years. Now, the present value is equal to 1 lakh and 1,826,000. So, 1,22,000 present value, 1,826,000. But the first option you will get only 1 lakh. So, you may reject the first option as per the present value of 1,22,000 after 2 years, 1,826,000. So the 1,22,000 after 2 years would be 1,826,000. So the time value means today's 1,826,000 is equal to after 2 years 1,22,000 means for the present value of 1,22,000 after 2 years is 1,826,000. That's the scenario. So uses of time value of money. So EMIs, when we purchase some product with EMI, equated monthly installments. For example, like say for car loan, scooter loan, it can be used to calculate housing loan. The monthly installments one needs to pay for their loans and things purchased on EMI. So whether it is to buy a mobile phone on a no-cost EMI plan or to buy a house through a bank loan for the long term, we may require to calculate the time value of money. So this time value of money is very important for the EMI calculation. So uses of time value of money. Buying bonds, time value of money is great to find out how profitable it will be for an investor to invest in a particular bond. Taking into consideration the coupon rate, it will give you a picture of how good the returns from the bond can actually be. To invest or not to invest in fixed deposit. So everything, these kind of decisions can be taken after considering the time value of money effect. So uses of time value of money, buying insurance, life insurances and health insurance are very important investments, but they also come at hefty premiums. We can compare the plans of various insurances and calculate which plan is of best. So this is the purpose of time value of money in investment. So time value of money is very important in investment. Okay, thank you.